welcome back to my channel. It's me, Freddie. So today I'm going to be filming a everyday, like, quick makeup look. As quick as I can. I used to do this, but I haven't done it in a long time, so bear with me. I'm going to try to make it as easy as possible, but it also still has to look good. So right now I look a little gray toned. That's my sunscreen. So if you're going to work, if you're going to school, you get up in the morning, you wash your face, you put on your skincare, and you have to put on sunscreen. Everybody needs sunscreen. Doesn't matter how much melanin or how little melanin you have to wear sunscreen to protect your skin from UV rays. I also suggest you get a sunscreen setting spray if you're going to wear makeup, or even if you're not wearing makeup, because you're supposed to reapply the sunscreen every couple of hours. I absolutely fail at this. I rarely do it, but when I do remember, I just grab my spray and I spritz myself. I know it's quarantine and we're not going outside. I mean, tomorrow the city opens up, but I don't know. It's still quarantine for me. So, even when you're at home, UVA and UVB rays will still pass through your curtains. Unless you have blackout curtains, then you don't have to worry about that. But you gotta protect your skin because it's that radiation that's gonna mess up your skin. If you have a lot of dark marks on your skin that you're trying to get rid of, it really wouldn't matter how much product that you're applying to get rid of those marks. If you're not wearing sunscreen, it really defeats the purpose. So you will see that my hyperpigmentation that I've been experiencing is not as bad as it might have been a couple of weeks ago, and that's because I make sure that I wear sunscreen every day, at least apply once a day. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm skincare done. I'm a little greasy, but we're gonna make it work. And next you're gonna apply your primer. We're not gonna be putting on a lot of makeup. Alright, so now you're gonna apply your primer. Even though you're not gonna be putting on like too much makeup, you still need to have something sticky for it attached to, especially now it's summer, it's hot outside, and you know, if you are still working in an office or actually leaving your house to go to work, that change in the air conditioning inside, the humidity outside, that's gonna break down your makeup as well, because once you go outside, your skin will start producing more oils. So we're gonna put on primer. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. I take about a pump of that, and I mostly apply the primer in my T-zone because that's where my skin is going to produce the most oils. Because I do have other stuff on my face, this is the reason why I don't typically put primer all over. In the winter time, I had stopped wearing primer altogether when I wore makeup, so it's another reason why I'm just putting that in my T-zone, massaging it in. Alright, so to make this as simple as possible, I'm not even going to use foundation. You're going to grab a concealer that matches your skin tone. So not a highlighting concealer, not a concealer that you're using to contour. Something that matches your skin, something that's like your foundation shade. I happen to have that. I did get a little bit of melanin, so I'm not as pale as I used to be. So I'm going to try my original foundation color that I usually wear, but I had to use lighter concealer. I'm going to use Fenty Instant Pro Filter Retouch Concealer or something. I'll put the names in there. And I'm going to apply that to the areas that need concealing. So that's going to be my dark spots. And you're gonna put enough to like cover, but not like if you were applying a full face of foundation. Alright, and then I'm also going to apply some to conceal my eye area so that I don't look tired. And I'm just applying randomly in other areas because we're going to like blend this out so that we have an even base. So if you want to, you could do this with your foundation, but you just wouldn't apply as much. And I'm gonna grab a sponge because that's gonna make it look the best. It's gonna make it look more like skin. And I'm gonna blend this out. And I do want it to be like kind of sheer, because like I said, this is supposed to be like quick and easy. So you see this is still orange on me, but that's fine. And you're gonna dab the areas that you want the coverage, so those areas where you have the dark spots, you're gonna dab. You're not gonna do a swipey motion. And where you want it to sheer, you're gonna do more swipey motions. Now immediately after, I'm going to take a lighter concealer that's going to wake you up. This would be your highlighting concealer, and you're going to apply a little bit of that. You don't want to look like you try too hard, so I just kind of concentrate this in the little corners of my eye, and I put a little tiny strip on the bridge of my nose, a little on my forehead, edges of everything you blend. And I know I didn't really get into my hairline, but we're gonna just cover that with bronzer and it'll be fine. Now you're gonna set everything with place with your setting powder, and I'm gonna go in straight away with my lighter colored one, which is the the cashew Fenty. And I'm just gonna, I don't want this brush. Grab a powder brush and I'm gonna dip it in there, because I feel like if I use the sponge to set this in, it's gonna be more like done up. But if I use the brush, then it's gonna be more light, if you understand what I'm saying. So you could get crazy with the setting powder because you're gonna brush it off anyway. It's getting all over my shirt, by the way. You want to make sure you set those areas where you might tend to get oily. Everyone is different, so just do what works for your skin. this was where I'm mostly gonna get oily. Getting this powder literally everywhere. Oh my goodness. And then now I'm just going to dust that lightly all over the rest of my face. Not really caring about where the placement is or anything like that, because I'm just putting this down so that nothing moves. And you're supposed to be not taking as much care and time as I am, because you know you gotta go to work. And then you kind of then you're just gonna dust that away. Anything that's left over, just swipe that away. But there shouldn't be too much left over because, like I said, because you used a brush, everything's like set, but it's not like super duper set. So you see I'm still a little bit luminous. To make this as quick as possible, you're going to do all the face stuff first and then quickly put on your brows and some mascara and some lip gloss or lipstick, whichever you have time for, and then you know you're just going to run out the house. So you're going to add some dimension to your face with some powder that's a little darker than you, but not cool toned, because you don't want to look like you did a lot of work. And you're just going to swipe up on your cheekbone. Because you, like I said, you don't want to look like you put in too much effort. So you could have used a contour stick, you could have used a contour powder, but then you have to go in and take your time to blend that out, because it would be like a really dark, stark shade. And this bronzer, it's because it's bronzer, it's warming up your skin. And this is where you would just focus into your hairline, because if you're like me, your hair, your top of your forehead is already dark, because obviously that's where primarily the sun is hitting. So this is where you will get your forehead to match everything, and then you just run that over to make sure if there's anything that's unblended, it's gonna get blended now. And there you go. See, no line of demarcation. And if you want, you can chisel your jawline if that's something that you do. It's certainly not something that you have to do. And if you don't want to, then you don't have to, and that's not any extra time that you're taking away from what you're doing. I'm gonna throw on an orangey blush that I've been looking for some time, but it's inside this magnetic palette. It's that one right there. I've had it for like, I think that could have been my first Sephora purchase, honestly. But anyway, that's really not important right now. Well, because it's summer, you want to look warm, you want to look alive, and so that's why I picked this color. Ooh, don't put on as much as I did, because now you have to take extra time and extra care to blend that out. But I'm going to show you a trick if you were to ever put on too much blush. That's how you should put on blush. You should do it slow and drag along your cheekbones, go all the way into your contour or your bronzer, because it should blend in with the bronzer color. Now to fix this, because I definitely put on too much, I'm going to grab the powder again with the powder brush. because this is translucent powder, it hides your mistakes. Alright, so now you're gonna grab your favorite highlighter and you're gonna put on a little bit of highlight if you want to. Same thing with the highlighter. If you were to accidentally use too much, you could just go in with a little setting powder and it would take it off. This is how I highlight my nose. And my nose bridge. Alright. And that's it. That's the face done. You grab your powder brush again to make sure everything is all blended together. And then you sprush down your face. This is the Fenty setting spray. It's very fine spraying and I like that. So these aren't going to be the best brows, but if I have a word of advice, I would say since your brows really define your face, this is what you should try to find a little extra 5 minutes to put into. And if you don't have those extra 5 minutes, just get a tinted brow gel and just brush your hairs up. Like say well, it's quarantine, so I can't say anybody has their brows done, but let's say it wasn't quarantine and your brows were done, they already sculpted, they're already in shape, and you would just grab a brow gel and just brush those hairs up with the brow gel. You could get a clear one, you could get a tinted one, whatever's your preference. So we've been going on for about 20 minutes now, just to time yourself. Okay, so you're gonna grab, my preference, a flat head brush, straight flat, with your concealer, and this would be, from my preference, my highlighting concealer. If you're just brushing up your brows with some brow gel, you don't need to do this step. If your brows are already in shape and you've kind of stuck to the line, you don't need this step. But my brows are not done, so I definitely need this step. Always, every time, never fails. And you're just going to carve out that brow with the concealer, fixing your lines in case you drew a funny line. The concealer hides your mistakes. There's a TikTok audio where it says hide your sins. So the concealer hides your sins. My brows that are never the same. Can't complain about it, not gonna fuss over it. As long as they look similar, you're good to go. You're good to leave the house. You're gonna blend out the concealer that you applied to your lids when you were blending the concealer underneath your eye. At least if that's the way that you do it. That's the way that I do it. And then you're gonna grab your bronzer and a fluffy brush, and you're gonna give your eye some dimension by adding the bronzer to your crease. You're gonna pat that in because the concealer is still wet. And you're gonna just apply it to the crease of your eye. The crease is where the eye dips into the bone. And once you've patted that on, now the concealer is dry, you're just gonna blend that out with some windshield wiper motions. Then you do the same thing to the other eye. So now your eye has something on it. Cool. If you're good at eyeliner, you can go ahead and use eyeliner at this stage, but I wouldn't, because eyeliner is something else that takes time. So now if you have a brow gel, you grab your brow gel, you set your brows so that they don't move. I'm grabbing Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. And if you have extra time, you can put a second coat of the mascara. The second coat is going to make your lashes look much thicker. And if you don't have time, that's fine. Grab your favorite gloss. If you have more time, you can line your lips. You could do the damn thing. Put on some lipstick, matte. Not matte. What's the other word besides matte? I'm thinking dewy, but it's not dewy for lipstick. But shiny lip lacquer has a color to it. Whatever. But to me, lip gloss is the fastest thing you can do. This is Fenty Glow in the Gloss Bomb, the original Gloss Bomb. And then for me, I would set my face again, just because I'm extra, with a different setting spray, just to make sure that this is not going to move. So this is my finished look. Okay. Altogether, I want to say that took 25 minutes, maybe half an hour, which is, if I'm doing an eye look or I'm taking my time, my makeup I'll do in like 45 minutes to an hour altogether, everything. But typically my base routine is about 20 to 30 minutes. So in reality, I didn't do it that much faster than usual, but it still looks good. And like I said, you would cut down on, if you don't wear blush, if you don't wear highlighter, those are steps that you can cut out. If you have sculpted brows already and you don't need to fill them in with a pencil, then you would just use some brow gel. That's gonna save you a bunch of time. You could also skip putting bronzer on your lid. If you don't want to put any color on your lid at all, I would say get the same setting powder and dust it over your lid after you blend out the concealer, because concealer is going to crease if you have creased lids. Even if you don't have creased lids, the moving of your eye all day, the concealer is going to move around. So just dust some setting powder over the eyelid and you'll be good to go. I still would say put on mascara because that's going to define your eyes a little bit more. And you know, if you're putting on lip gloss, you can put the lip gloss, you can put the lipstick, all that stuff, you can put that on when you get to work to save you even a little bit more time. But I hope this helps. It's, I don't know, can you tell the difference when I take my time with this? Like, let me know in the comments, because it's a little different. I mean, I could say to me it looks like when I've had the makeup on for like an hour, because it's a little bit more dewy because I didn't press the setting powder in. That's the difference I'm gonna say. But you let me know if you think I look really different, and let me know if you found this helpful. I have a similar look, but it's like an older video, one of my early videos, so you can also go back and compare to that video, because I said that, I think I called that one a simple makeup look, not really sure. But yeah, let me know if this was too many steps. Let me know if you need something more simple, and I will take my time and practice off camera and see if we could get it down to like 20 minutes or less, and I will shoot that video then. But I really hope that this helps. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. I'm so stupid. Okay. I'm in focus, right? Yes.